So we can literally just take out the whole field again by using the unstable glyph bridge. Because we can flicker that, and yep, this deck feels very broken. Oh my goodness. This is so broken! This is so broken! If you're looking for a change on the Yorian deck formula, you might want to try Abuelo Ancestral Echo. It's pretty powerful in that you can controllably flicker as many artifacts or creatures as you want for 3 mana. We can reduce the cost of this by using Training Grounds, which is going to make this cost 2 mana, which is quite a bit better. That's 33% off. And by flickering all your favourite artifacts and creatures, you'll be getting a lot of double triggers, especially because we've got Panamonican, Elish Dawn, Mother of Machines, and also Virtue of Knowledge to get these extra triggers off on all your favourite ETBs like Solemn Simulacrum and Torrential Gearhulk and his big friend, Arcane Proxy. Let's see how many cool things we can keep flickering over and over again, and stay tuned. Let's roll with this hand. I do think it's kind of good. Turn 1, sort of rampy spell. Okay, we got Mana Tithe to maybe stop something. Oh, where are my German fans at? Tell me what Der Frischmacher means. The fish market or something? I don't know. I have no idea what that means, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sure that I have a few German viewers. Tell me in the comments below what Der Frischmacher means. Frischmacher? Frischmacher. Is it mach or mash? Who knows? Let's go for Decay's Welcome. They've got 4 mana. They're going to have 5 mana next turn, but then we can just exile the wrong collects with the Obscure Polymorphist. This feels so unfair. 3 mana, exile something, but they seek a creature. I suppose the fear is they get to get a bigger, scarier thing. Like if they get an Ulamog, for instance. That would be bad. It is really nice to play mono green sometimes because it's just not facing counters for once. You know, it's just a pleasure. And we're not using too many. We do have a few, I'm not going to lie, but Immortal Sun, I'm afraid, will get Mana Tithed. Okay. Swing in with a 2. Oh, wow. This is so powerful with Abuelo. Like, doing this every turn. That's kind of bonkers, isn't it? We're going to draw a card and get a basic land. Oh, the synergy. I love triggers. Triggers is why I play Magic, guys. Triggers. It's all about the triggers. So Urza Silex is going to be pretty useful this game because green likes to ramp and we like to stop them. Invasion of Kiora. X equals 1. Allosaurus Shepherd cannot be countered. Okay. Okay. Do we just Rebuke? Now? But then they get the invasion back. What do we go for Silex? What do we swing in first? There's a lot of things we can do. I actually think we're going to do the trolley thing. Okay. Let's do the trolley thing. Let's hold up a little bit longer. We can return it to the battlefield on its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So they've got a lot of mana here. We're about to test the strength of Abuelo. I think this is good. It's one of those things that looks inconspicuous, a bit slow, but in the late game when you have the mana open, oh, they are not going to like. They are not going to like what we're going to do with the unstable glyph bridge. This is kind of like Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Oh my goodness. Brutal. So let's flicker the Obscure Polymorphist. So he's going to come back in at the next end step. So yeah, let's take out their entire fields. So we're going to keep Abuelo, and they're going to keep, I guess, they'll keep the Allosaurus because I want to get rid of all their mana. Holy moly. And also we're going to exile the Allosaurus Shepherd anyway. With our re-entry. Coming in hot, re-entering. Yep, this feels toxic to me, guys. Like, looping this. Is it better than Yorian? Maybe. The fact you can do it whenever you want is crazy. Yorion is sorcery speed, 5 mana. It does hit enchantments. Oh, baby. So they've got big Vorinclex. They can take out that, which becomes Godzilla. Okay, fine. Again, not too bothered. We've got ways to deal with that. Mind Flayer, for instance. Steal one of their dudes. And a Paradise Druid. So we can literally just take out the whole field again by using the Unstable Glyph Bridge. Because we can flicker that. And yep, this deck feels very broken. Oh my goodness. This is so broken. This is so broken. Okay, fantastic hand. I'm starting to think that this deck is higher tier than I expected. When I first saw Abuelo, I really just went, yeah, whatever. Seriously, I'm not joking. I just thought, boring. Boring, boring, boring. I was wrong. All right, the opponent's mulligan to 3. That's... Yeah, I don't know how this is going to... I don't know what they're going to do now, to be honest. If they win, I will be pretty upset, but there you go. Let's take care of Pip. Oh, we can't. It's got Ward. Touche. Ward 1 as well. Nice. All right, then. Let's go for Abuelo. I actually played Standard a lot back in the day. And I actually used to play Magic with this guy called Nick. And I'm going to continue the story now. But Nick was one of the best Magic players I ever played. And he actually went on to play many, many high-level tournaments, including Pro Tour. And I actually, he won a game once against me, I think, where he mulled to 4. So just because someone mulls to 3, do not underestimate them. It's entirely possible. And also, just to add to this anecdote, one day, me and myself and Nick were battling in a PPTQ final. And I made a mistake. I made a stupid mistake, and he beat me. And I was prevented going to the next tournament, which is really sad. But yeah, that's my claim to Magic fame. I battled a Pro Tour player, Nick Ball, from Great Britain. So yeah, that's a cool little story to do with mulliganing down to 3. It has, you know, if you're here still, thanks, I guess, listening to my stories. Moving on to another game now. Okay, so we've got a pretty good starting hand against Omnath, Locus of the Royal. It could be an elemental build, but I don't trust people these days. They don't tend to go full tribal. That's quite rare. But we'll see. We've actually got a really good hand to deal with Omnath because we've got the Scouting Hawk, which should get us an extra land when it comes in because they'll have more than us. Like here, for instance. And we've got the Urza Silex to really even the playing field. And the only annoying thing here is they're going to play the Omnath next turn and kill Esper Sentinel. And there's not much we can actually do about that. So I suppose we can just set up our extra mana in order to play the Urza Silex a bit sooner. You line up the shot. Okay. Now, this is a bit weird because they spent 2 cards to kill the Sentinel when Omnath would have done it in 1 hit. So I am actually quite confused, not going to lie. Why would they do that? It's their own commander. Very, very strange, unless I'm reading this incorrectly. When it comes in, deals damage equal to the elementals you control to any target. I mean, just feels like overkill. 2 spells. Sure. So now we can use the Teferi to tuck him to bed.
If you show remorse,
annoyingly, if they choose Command Zone, they can just redeploy it and then kill Teferi. So yeah, that was actually not the greatest move. Maybe Reflector Mage would have been better, but oh well. So yeah, they are going to choose Command Zone. But now they need the extra land. If they use Demolition Field, they don't have the 6th land. Oh my goodness. So my little mistake there got kind of paid off. Because if they had the 6th land, obviously Omnath comes in, kills the Teferi, but I mean, they did just do a silly move, so I don't know. But still, we want to basically get the Urza's Silex out now. And yeah, just keep up the defense. Then the fact they can see this means they will play differently now. If they play a 7th land, they really... Okay, I don't think this player really has played Magic that long, sadly. Because if they read what Urza's Silex said, they'd know that it would be reducing their permanents down. Unless they want... They're trying to force our hand to use this so we kill our own Teferi. Or Seeing Arbiter. I'm just going to Mana Tide that. Interesting. Okay. Not sure what to think here.
No more game.
Let's draw a card.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
So we can play 6 lands. That's perfectly fine because we go down to 6 anyway. And now it's a question of, do we just wait? Or do we just apply some more things anyway? We could just be super aggressive. No, we'll wait. So it's slightly annoying in that we'll lose a Signet here if we go for the Silex the next turn. If they play an 8th land, Alchemist Gambit, they're going to get an extra turn. Wow. That's an interesting move, to say the least. Because we've got the Castle Ardenvale to block. So their plan to kill Teferi has failed. Interesting. Go on, play a land. No? They don't have any lands for landfall deck, do they? I have to say. I'd say landfall decks need about 40 to 45. And missing lands in a landfall build is kind of sucky. River's Rebuke. Okay, right. We're going to go for plan 2 now. We're going to attack at a different angle. River's Rebuke. Some odd things going on here, guys. Chandra. Ooh, okay. Now that is a very good card, to be honest. And if that... They can -3 to kill all of our things, which is exactly what they're going to do. Yeah, so I guess now we're going to go for the Teferi and tuck Chandra. Yeah, we're spending all of our time just tucking the things here. Rather than being able to focus on flickering.
Let's take it back.
So if they play the Omnath... Demolition Field, man. Some odd things going on. Okay, so we'll just get a land that replaces that one. Go for a Plains. Look at these beautiful Japanese lands. Love them. Okay. So we still have the Silex if we really want to do it. And now they've also shuffled away the Chandra, which is kind of strange because they shuffled their deck, which means Chandra is no longer where we think it is. It would normally show it on this little illustration here. Okay, let's draw. So why do they need the key to the archive mana?
We need to move quickly.
Not really sure about that. Play the Silex. And then we can just flash in the Wandering Emperor. The Gates of Isfel works super well with Teferi because we get to untap it immediately. And we could just sack this to draw 2, gain 2. That actually feels quite nice considering that we're going to probably blow up the field soon anyway with the Silex. What can they have that's scary? In Teemur, not much. Sultai is the scary colours. When you add black to blue, it's terrifying. But yeah, when it's just Teemur, wow, they actually just... They just gave us a counter. I mean, that's not their fault, per se. But I am pleased. Solve the equation. So now they're going to get any card to their hand. Interesting. What's scary? The ultimatum put 5 things into play. I'm not that bothered. What combos are we scared of in Teemur? Again, they've got nothing out, so commence the end game. What is going on? Okay, so we don't have the mana for that, so we'll just go for the Wandering Emperor. Commence the end game. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing here, guys.
My people must contend with me. Let your blade do the talking.
Hold that thought.
Ephemerate. Boromir. Stops them casting free spells for any reason. Oh, we might as well go for Abuelo as well. Why not? Let's play the namesake. And put an extra counter here. Yeah. So this is the funny thing about the as a Silex. We kind of put them in a really interesting psychological scenario in that they know we have it. They know we're not going to use it. But if they clear our field without this, then they're going to have to suffer the consequences. It's such an interesting mind game. So there we go. There's the Genesis Ultimatum. The card I was just mentioning. But putting 5 random stuff into play, I'm honestly not that bothered, especially considering we have Cataclysmic Gearhulk with an Ephemerate. Okay, mostly lands. Flickering the Cataclysmic Gearhulk with the Abuelo is kind of toxic as well, but I can't wait to have a go, see if we can actually do that. Just so you guys know, the ultimatum doesn't cast them, it just puts them into play. That's why Boromir wouldn't stop that. But there are other instances in which, I would just hit my knee, in which Boromir would be able to stop spells being cast. River's Rebuke coming back to the hand. That is annoying. Doman's Veto, though. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got this. We've got this, guys.
Let's skip to the good part.
Okay, so at this point in time, as a Silex is a complete dud. We are just going to add to the board. Because also they have no idea we have the veto, and it's uncounterable. I mean, there are spells that bounce spells to hand, so we have to be aware that that might be a thing that's going to happen, like a commit to memory, for instance. Go on, do the River's Rebuke. So we'll make them pay or not pay first. That's always interesting. Okay, Sarah Paragon's nice. Sarah Paragon can let us deploy 2 or 3 things from the graveyard. It's actually very powerful. So do they have the commit? No commit? Okay. Well, they're just probably going to die now then. Commence the end game at sorcery speed. That's not the timing you would expect. And we get our River's Rebuke, which means they're more than dead. Not even a... What would be good here? A fog, I guess. But yeah, I told you guys, this is not a true elemental deck, so I'm afraid they do deserve to die. If you do not adhere to the theme, then I have no mercy. Alright, not a great hand, but let's keep it. Mainly because they're all tap mana. Mostly, anyway. But the Loyal Warhound kind of pushes the hand a bit to be a bit better, because if they do ramp, we can also ramp with this. 3 mana. I guess we'll just draw a card with the Aether Channeler. Seems good. Pretty versatile. Loran. Yeah, this hand is 6. Teferi's going to make it even better. Seachrome Coast comes in tapped. Yeah, we'll go for Abuelo. Being able to just do this over and over again is kind of wacky. So powerful. War 2 as well. And he's also got Yondu's Singing Spear from the MCU, or whatever. It looks like someone, his tail end holding a dagger or something. Okay, let's see if they can counter the Teferi. No counters.
Sorry I'm late. Here goes nothing.
Swing in, so fingers crossed. We've got some good defenses here. Removal, removal, removal. Lots of removal. And they're going to get something... Whoa! Do they have... Oh, it's a combo build. What does that mean? It's is a Cultivated Colossus combo deck. But does that mean I have to now sit through 6,000 triggers? Oh. Oh, we're going to be here a while, guys. So, I've not seen one of these for a while, but how do they win then if I bounce the Cultivated Colossus? Or kill it? If it's just lands... Oh, is it a Gates? Oh, it's the Gates build. Oh, I'm going to die to a Gates combo. Okay. So the only way to beat this would be to have land removal? Oh, fair enough. Oh my goodness. I forgot the Gates combo's even in here. Was it Maze's End? Is that in the game? $58. Beast. So they basically keep putting lands down until they have 10 gates. I'm really bored. This is so boring. I actually want to cry from how boring some people are. This guy enjoys doing this, and imagine you went to a tournament with this. It's so goddamn boring, guys. Don't be like this. Magic is an interaction between two or more people. You know, this is not fun. I don't think they won this turn either, so... Oh. Imagine you were playing this in paper and the opponent was doing this. I think actually in paper you'd probably shortcut it and just say, right, I'm going to put all of my lands from my deck into play, and at least that would be quick. I think this is really toxic in digital, but needless to say, if it was in paper, it'd still be boring anyway, so... Do you know something funny though, guys? Do you know something really, really interesting? The original Teferi said your opponents can't cast instant spells. Pretty sure. So it means that even during their own turn, they would not have been able to cascade into the Tilt's Trickery, and Teferi would have actually prevented us from losing. But because they nerfed Teferi, we're now going to lose, which is sad. 14 remaining, one to the bottom, okay. Random creature, less mana value from the library to the battlefield tapped. So what is the... Should we just bounce this?
Here we go.
We're still going to have access to removal. Let's just see what the win con actually is then. Because at the minute, I'm not sure. Let me bother to sift through all these, to be perfectly honest. Oh yeah, so Maze's End. Yeah, okay, so Maze's End victory. Cool. Return Maze's End to his own hands, search your library for a gate, put on the battlefield, and if you control 10 or more gates, you win the game. That's a deck. That's a deck, guys. See, this is why you should play Tail's End, I suppose. Because Tail's End counters activated abilities, and it would actually give us an extra turn, but oh well. But we have 3 mana up, so we might be psyching them out a bit. They're going to give it haste. Well, we still have 2 mana open, so they might be still scared. We have Tail's End. We're going to feign Tail's End till the day's done. Don't be salty now. You've played 1 permanent spell, which is not a land, in your combo build. I mean, to be honest, you don't see this combo very much. It's just, I feel like once you've done it once, you just put it away and never see it again. There's no challenge. What's the speed of this? There is no. You do it whenever they want. There you go. They win the game. All right. This hand's got the training ground, so we're going to see even how much. Wow, I can't speak. How much more we can push Abuelo, I guess, is the right wording. And we've got some lovely ETBs. Is this deck toxic? I don't know. Maybe with the mana open and counters like countering triggered abilities, potentially. Wow, Search for Scanter as well. 2 of the best blue cards in the game. Looks like she's training some kind of weird cyber mech thing. Boromir, not too bothered about that. Let's exile this, because we don't want them to have any ramp, do we? They do get something back, obviously, but it's all good. Counter activate ability or triggered. If an ability of an artifact creature is this way, that opponent loses all abilities as long as Tishana's tied. This is going to be good when they have the Tatiova, because it would just neutralize Tatiova for as long as Tishana's Tidebinder's out. So that could be kind of good. Land. Oh, that's... But I'd rather get land. Missing land drops just really hurts. Okay, missing land drops really hurts. I thought missing land's not... There we go. Alright, whatever. We should still be fine. So if we had kept Fairy Mastermind, we would be 2 lands behind as well, so... So they go for Tatiova, they're going to go for Ulvermold Hydra. Ah. Okay. Righty-ho then. Now we have to contend with a giant big boy. But still not that scary. We've got things we can do. We can flicker something for 2 mana. Please land. There we go. And for now, we shall pass. So this thing gets bigger over time. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Yikes. Glasspool Mimic. Okay, we're gonna... Oh no, they're gonna have 2 Nyx Bloom Ancients. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to slowly get rid of them over time. 2 Nyx Bloom Ancients is bad, but by the time it comes to our turn, they'll have -1, and then we'll do it in our turn again to get rid of the other one, I suppose. Ugh, that's horrible. They keep getting replacements, but we can do it again. That's kind of bonkers. That is kind of bonkers, isn't it? Land is fine. So it's going to come in and get both of them now. This is kind of crazy. That doesn't have reach. This is kind of awesome. Oh my. Okay, so here it comes. Wow, this feels so broken. I don't know why I said that so sarcastically. It's so powerful. Just clearing the field, giving them worse creatures. And in that case, it definitely is worse. And once we get 6 mana, we can do this 3 times a turn. Holy moly. So basically, whatever they play out now is at risk of just dying. And like they're going to run out of creatures soon. Well, the powerful ones anyway. So anything big they play, we're just going to get rid of. And unless they kill this Abuelo, they really don't want to go for the Tatiova. Bertolid. Yeah, so they're playing all crappy creatures. But see, the issue now is that exiling any of these is bad because they'll definitely get better creatures, so it's probably better if we don't get rid of them. Oh, land. I mean, land is fine. I think I will do it. I will do it though, just because I'm curious to see what happens when they run out of creatures. And we also have enough mana for the Tishana's Tidebinder. This is going to be great. Like, yeah, they could just get Crater Hoof. But we have a way to stop Crater Hoof's trigger with the Tishana's Tidebinder. Let's see if it's possible to get rid of someone's entire deck worth of creatures. So next on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tala's Provisioner, that's annoying. Combined with the Tatiova. Elvish Rejuvenator. Okay. They're kind of forcing our hand to get rid of this. But yeah, until they get removal, they're going to just struggle to have a field here. Okay. Let's do this. We can even do Panamonican if they want to destroy it, for instance, but... What do we die to? I suppose we die to... But they've already used such big things. Hydra, Ancient... That's this Oracle. Ugh. So that's a win con if they have nothing left, but... Okay. So that's basically dead in the water now, isn't it? No pun intended there. And let's just do the thing I said. It is risky because we could just be giving them the best creatures they have. Very risky indeed. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, we don't want to be doing that here because it's just going to hurt us more than them. But we do want to draw 4 and gain 4, which is kind of insanity. Oh, Silex. We have a solution if things get out of hand. Sadly, we don't have the 3 mana open now for the Tishana's Tidebinder. Alright, let's give them the best creatures they've got. They've still got lots. This could be very risky. So they're going to go for Tatiova. Let's try and kill in response. They get 2 maps, which is kind of dodgy here because they can just get more lands with them, but oh well. Kogler. They're going to get rid of the Polymorphist. Sure, but I think we're in such a good situation now that if we just go for Silex, there's nothing they can do. I think Silex will completely eradicate them. And since they have the Kogler, they're going to blow our stuff up anyway, right? Caryatid. And yeah, once they get down to 6 lands, they're not going to be able to cast a Tatiova. Or is it too soon to use that? Given that they have 5 creatures out. Or do we do it now? Oh, but we've got such good synergy, haven't we? Kind of don't want to do it yet. Oh, Baron. Wow, Ephemerate with Cloudblade. This is crazy. Yeah, let's just keep our stuff up. Because I want to get a bigger hit with Sylex. Let's see if we can swords the Kogler. Nice. So he would have been kind of annoying. Keep destroying stuff whenever he attacks. Scoot Swarm. Right, here we go. We're going to test out Tishana's Tidebinder here. Neutralize the Scoot Swarm. Trigger. Targeting it twice, just in case. No abilities for you, my friend. As long as Tishana's Tidebinder is here. Do we even need to use the Sylex? And it's a Nazal. So in response, I'm going to flicker the Cloud Blazer. Yeah, Nazal's going to be annoying. But I think the Sylex should... but I don't know if I want to get rid of everything for Nazal. But then they're just going to keep drawing stuff. To Fairy. So we could try and target him and make them discard their hand. Ooh, and a Nissa. Wow, okay. That changes a lot. That changes a lot. Because we'll lose stuff, but they will lose so much more.
Nature's true power.
And now they can't discard. Oh no, they can, sorry. They just drew land. Wow, Explore plus Nazal is pretty crazy because every land they draw makes it harder for us to kill their stuff. No reach, though. So once we flip... That's the thing. We're gonna lose a lot of stuff as well. We're gonna lose specifically the lands. Ether Channel is fine. Transform it. We're going to rebound the Cloud Blazer to draw 4 again, I guess? I don't know what they're holding priority for. It feels strange. I guess because they're going to draw a card off the Ephemerate. Why do they keep holding priority here? Okay, so we're going to draw more. Please stop holding priority. This is so toxic, man. Jeez. Oh, my goodness. Why? Why do this? What? That's such a disappointing finale. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I really wanted to... It's almost like they could see my hand. It's just really weird. I suppose they could see we had the Baron. But yeah, I really wanted to just use the Sylex and blow up their field, basically, and our own, and then play lots of stuff. But yeah, oh well, that's just how Arena is sometimes. It's just full of sore losers. And yeah, I know I was one of them against the combo deck earlier, but at least, you know, there's interaction here, back and forth, rather than I couldn't play the game previously. Well, oh well, I suppose we won. I mean, is that even the goal, to win, or is it just to see cool things? Because we had a lot of cool things we could have done. We had so many options there, and their deck is, yeah, it's you know, it's the Tatiova deck that we've all seen before. So it's unusual that they would get so sad, lose it to something not very commonly seen. I don't know. People are different. People are strange. Let's get to the deck tech. So there's a bit of an ongoing trend with this set where I look at the mythics and get excited, and then I'm disappointed by them. And then I look at the uncommons and rares, and I don't think much of them. And then I use them, and then they end up being the most fun cards in the whole set. It's strange. Mythics are kind of like designed to be like all big scary things, but I don't know. Sometimes I think the rares and the uncommons are more nuanced and more interesting. 100%. I think mythics are aimed at certain players, kind of. Maybe this is part of the psyche I haven't really thought about before. Mythics are aimed at people who just want to use the best things and not think about much else. Oh, orange symbol. Orange symbol equals win. Yeah, sometimes it does, but sometimes yellow gold symbol also wins, you know. This is super underrated. Not heard much fuss about this. And I think this is going to give Yorion players a nice little change of pace. It's quicker than Yorion, faster than Yorion, more protection than Yorion. Better to give swords to. There's no swords in the deck, but yeah, maybe Voltron-y. It doesn't hit enchantments, which is its only downside, but it doesn't matter. There's so many artifacts and creatures in the game that share a type or, you know, that can be flickered over and over again. I really love this build, and it's strengthened so much by the fantastic Azorius card pool that we have had recently. This arena's in a really wonderful spot right now, even with the toxic, horrible alchemy cards that I don't really like because they're not on paper. I just don't feel that connection if it's just digital only. I mean, yes, I'll use them because some of them are fantastic in the game, but yeah, it's just, I'd rather it's just all paper. But anyway, yeah, the stuff you want to include in the deck, just the stuff that double ETBs, Panamonican, as I said before, Alashnorn, and the Virtue of Knowledge, which double E triggers, that's just a given. That's kind of like the boring part. The interesting, cool parts. Unstable Glyph Bridge is freaking awesome. I said in the gameplay, it's essentially like a Cataclysmic Gearhulk. It's practically identical, but in some ways, I think this can be better. It can be better. But yeah, the Gearhulk does get rid of everything else as well. It's just that each player chooses, whereas you choose the creature that survives on the battlefield, power 2 or less. So they've got lots of big stuff, it's all going to go. And if they've got lots of little stuff, it's still all going to go, and you're definitely going to keep Abuelo because it's powers 2. So that's just really lovely. A bit of work you put in to make it, you know, to make something average seem fantastic, and that's what I love about Magic. It's just, you know, stuff like Chrome Courier. No one really uses this. Is kind of okay. Drawing a couple of cards you saw. Tishalla's Tidebinder's nice as well. This is actually super effective. I can see why this is like $20 on paper. Future Spell Thief. It's a bit trickier to use, I realise, with anything that wants to immediately counter because it's an end step trigger. But there's corner cases where you might want to do this. It's tricky to redeploy countering abilities, but yeah, stuff that just comes in and does stuff is great. Scouting Hawk, Lion of the Third Path, Elite Spellbinder, Simulacrum. It doesn't look very powerful, but it's because it's a technical deck, and that's where my prowess is, I think. Just having lots of small things coming together to make a bigger sum of its parts. That's what I love. Not just using, you know, Time Warp, which is obviously in the deck, and obviously Teferi Hero of Dominant, because they're just fantastic, good mythics, but they're not exciting. They're just meh good cards. And I think a lot of people will agree there. If you think Time Warp's exciting, then I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it's not exciting, you know. It's like a sandwich. A sandwich is tasty and good and keeps you filled, but it's not exciting. It's not like a gourmet meal that you're never going to see anywhere else. Okay, that's my rant over. So apologise for the moaning versus the combo deck. You know how much I hate combos. And yes, I've used some myself, but at least the ones that I try and use just end the game there and then, or, you know, but with the Cultivated Colossus, the reason why I don't like that one specifically is that it just takes too long to win. I think if the combo just kills me outright, I'm actually not too bothered because I'm not going to move on with my life. But yeah, when it's like sitting through the animation of drawing 60 lands, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm annoyed at. Just to clarify to anyone, you know, going to keyboard worry me in the comments, you know, stay nice. After all, this is my channel. It's my opinion. That's one thing I've never understood. People that don't like my opinion. It's like, well, everyone has their own opinion. Why is yours better than mine? You know. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Despite that, The deck list will be in the description below. Check it out. If you're a Yorion player, you might want to try this. If you're not a Yorion player, you still might want to try this because it's just a fun little mind game. It requires some input rather than just, cards that just slam down and you win the game instantly. It takes time. It takes at least 6 mana for this guy to get good, or 5 with training rounds. Don't forget this. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. And as I said, I think you should explore more, the lesser known commanders, just to make the format more interesting for everyone else, because overall, if you use lesser known stuff, it's more interesting for everyone because there's enough people that use the mythics and the big stuff that everyone uses, right? So it's the same reason you don't eat the same food every day, you don't wear the same clothes every day, you don't watch the same TV shows every day, you don't watch the same YouTubers every day. You want to get variation. The more variation we introduce to the game, the better the game. And that's why the more cards they add to Arena, the better it is, even if some of them are broken BS. It's your choice what you use. But yeah, variation is the spice of life, after all. So subscribe to the channel if you agree with what I've said. And also, if you don't agree with what I said, subscribe to the channel because it's freaking free, totally free. But if you want to do something that's not free, aka donate to the channel, you can do via my description links below. Join my Patreon to support me and my ramblings, or just donate via Ko-fi, any amount on there. And yeah, really appreciate it. Coming to Christmas now. Donations even more special toward the festive season. Until next time. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.